Welcome back to my channel. Liking the Covers 4963. Back with another episode of Friday Morning Covers. The star of this episode is X-Men Classics issue number 2 with a cover date January 1984, and it came out in November 1983. Now, this particular book has 2.5 issues, which when I looked through issue number 1, I didn't remember that it only had 2.5 issues in it. So what they did is that they put a half in the first issue, put the other half in here. But what's really neat about this one is that they reprinted the first appearance and origin of Sargon. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. Sauron. Not gone, Sauron. And Sauron. And he's been in the Marvel Universe for some years. Now, this here, 60 was his first appearance. He was in 61. I think, I'm not mistaken, I think he made an appearance in 62. Don't quote me on that, but I know that also there was a comic, X-Men: The Hidden Years. John Byrne put that out, and it had Sauron in that book also. So and they also had the Magneto in that book, and they still were in the Savage Land. If I'm not mistaken, Khazar was in that also. So yeah, and he was also featured in the all-new X-Men, and I believe that was issue 115. Yeah, after the X-Men were split up, and Jean Grey and Hank, the Beast McCoy, thought that Cyclops and the rest of the X-Men were dead, and then they in turn thought that Jean and Hank were dead. So they didn't find out until issues later that they both had survived being in the Savage Land once again, because after the events of this, they were in the Savage Land once again fighting Magneto. So the covers this time, they show the covers of Scott Summers' Cyclops, The Last X-Men. This is issue number 59. There is issue number 60, which at one time, I did own this at one time, but it was one of those where it was a half cover, and I didn't pay much for it at all, but I did have half a cover, and I remember reading the story, and it was a fascinating story. And this was like 70, I want to say 78, like right around the time I got back into comics, and I was getting at the time. I was getting Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men books, but at the time I found at a little store, neighborhood store, and they had comics, and I found quite a few that had the half comics, and half covers. that they were selling. And then a big cover at the back here, the back page, is a cover I haven't seen, not even in a while that much. Here of late, and not all the time have I ever ran into this cover, but this is issue 61. This is the second appearance of Sauron, and this is their second battle with him. And this is something how he has this thing of where all he has to do is look into your eyes, and he can make you see like hallucinations, and you will see, instead of family, you will see monsters literally in front of you, and you won't even think of them as friends because you won't see friends. So also, I like the cover. This is basically the star of the whole episode here. Mike Zeck and Tom Palmer. Awesomeness. Yes, indeedy. Oh, yes. And there is some pages in here that they do a 2-page kind of a 2-page or whatever you call them. Brain freeze. Oh, here it is. Yeah. And where this guy gets his power is, from all people, he gets it from Alex Summers, Havoc. And the remaining X-Men took Alex to this, because when he's not Sauron, he's a doctor. And his mutant power is he ciphers other powers, and he transforms into a reptilian. In a way, he reminds me, and I would like, anybody who gives comments, your opinion, doesn't he kind of remind you of the way the transformations go? His is reptilian, but doesn't he in a way remind you of Man-Bat? Okay, so this is X-Men Classics number 2. Came out in November 1983, again with a cover date of January 1984. So once again, as always, like and dislike the video. Also, put a comment down if you like. Subscribe if you like. And remember, as always, enjoy your covers and then stick around for the stories. And until next episode, I hope that everyone has a enjoyable, great weekend. And I will catch you here on my channel, Liking the Covers 4963, in the next episode. Episode will be episode 16. Till next time, I'm out.